Welcome back to another Tradeciety Traders Improve podcast. And today we are tackling the question, how do you regain trust in your system after a losing streak? And generally, how to deal with losing streaks and how to come back stronger. So welcome back, Moritz.
Hello.
Where do we start? What is your top tip when it comes to recovering from losing streaks? Or how would you go about when you're in a losing streak?
Well, the first thing is to actually have a plan where you slow down or stop your trading when you are in a losing streak. I think that's super important. For example, you could write in your trading plan, okay, when I'm down 3 hour for the day, I stop trading, 5 hour for the week, I stop trading, 20 hour overall, I completely stop trading, because then you have this fail-safe switch, if you stick to it, that helps you to prevent making things worse. And then once you're at that point where, for example, okay, you had 2 losing weeks in a row, you're down 10 hour, where then you have to really maybe take a step back, regain some perspective, and maybe take a week off, take some days off. I know it's really hard because you want to make everything back as quickly as possible. But taking that week off or even just a couple of days can really help to break the cycle of bad decision making. And once you do that, after the break, you come back and then you go right into your journal and then you figure out what went wrong. No?
How do you define the limit? Is it 10 trades in a row? Is it 10% you're down? Or how do you go about figuring out that threshold?
Well, if you do it purely mathematical, then the overall trading stop should be at 25% because after 25% minus, it gets increasingly harder to recover without increasing your bet size. But besides that, I would say it's a function based on how much you make, typically on a per week basis or a daily basis. If, for example, a typical winning week for you is 5R, then I would set the weekly stop loss also at 5R, because you don't want to dig a hole that is so deep that you need a month to get out of it again. So that makes a lot of sense. It depends totally on how many R's you make, and then also psychologically, how much dollar drawdown, how much percentage drawdown can you actually take before your execution starts to deteriorate, making the drawdown even worse.
And for those who don't know, it becomes increasingly harder to make back the money because let's say you have a $10,000 account, you lose 50%, which is 5,000. To get back to that 10,000, you need to have 100% return because you need to double that 5,000 US dollars. So that's what you mentioned, and people maybe don't understand the statistics and the math behind it. So yeah, I think good point. One of the most important things that I think is really helpful to understand what kind of losing streak you're in is to assess the trades and your losses and ask yourself, is this a self-inflicted losing streak? Or is this a losing streak that just happened because the market just didn't agree with your trades, but you executed well? So self-inflicted losing streak is where you broke your rules and it has nothing to do with your trading. You just took bad trades or with your strategy. You just took bad trades, you broke your rules, and then you got what you deserved, kind of. So it's really important to understand what kind of losing streak you're in, because what you then do is very different. And also why you're in a losing streak, it's completely for completely different reasons. So when we look at those journals, it's always so important to understand, is this a strategy problem, or is the strategy just not performing right now? Or are you the problem and you're breaking the rules and messing up your trading? I think that's so important to understand at the first level so you can make the right decision from the start when you look at a losing streak.
I want to say here that I agree totally. And I also want to say that I would say out of 10 times, 9 times it's the trader's fault.
Yep.
Because even if you look at, for example, okay, you have a trend following strategy and the market is ranging, but you try to take trades, then it's still the trader's fault, in my opinion. And you should introduce a rule maybe later into your strategy that helps you to identify a trending market, and then you only trade your strategy, your pullback strategy or whatever, when the market is trending. But typically, it is almost always the trader when things go really sour. Obviously, you're going to have losing streaks. Mathematically, that's totally normal. Like strings of losses and strings of wins are totally normal in trading. But if things go really bad, for example, your drawdown drops out of your historical worst drawdown, for example, with your strategy, then typically it's really most of the time the trader.
Yeah, 100%. What is really beneficial here, if you understand, are you the issue or something else happened, is it removes this temptation to just jump to a new strategy, because you're not going to fix your issues that you as a trader have by just starting a new strategy. And I think this is a vicious cycle that a lot of traders find themselves in. And assessing your trade quality or your trading issues correctly can prevent a lot of those problems that can keep traders in this cycle for years, sometimes what we have seen. So yeah, you raised a very important point. Tracking in Edgewrong, it's super simple with a custom stat, tracking the market environment that you are in, I think is really, really valuable, because then only then are you really able to tell, first of all, which market conditions favor my system, when should I sit out. This should be actually a high priority, I think, for a lot of traders. It can be very simple, just bullish, bearish. Is it range market? Is it high volatility, low volatility? Tracking news environments or news releases, so that you understand if your system has an edge during news releases or not, can just help you get a much better understanding when your edge is most present, so that you can capitalize or just sit out when things are just not lining up for your system. When traders take a break, what should they do, in your opinion, besides just assessing their trading and their losses?
Well, the first couple of days, you probably shouldn't do anything. You should probably completely disconnect from the market, ideally even disconnect from any technology, reduce the screen time to an absolute minimum. And then when you feel that you are rested enough and you have that hunger and drive to come back, then actually when you come back into your journal and you see that, hey, I mean, I was the problem here. Okay, so maybe the first 5 losses, they were AAA trades. I took them, they were all losses. That brought me into tilt mode, and I took 5 trades after that that weren't according to my rules. Okay, that's fantastic, because obviously it sucks because you made mistakes, but now the great thing is you are in control, because now you can say, okay, this is not my strategy at all. It's also not the market. It's just me, my execution skills after a couple of losses. And I know what to fix now, or maybe I know how to approach this situation differently in the future. And that gives you the confidence then to step back into your game and say, okay, I'm looking for the most AAA trade. That's typically what I would do after a longer losing streak, that I let every trade go where I find negative. And I'm really looking for that trade where I say I maybe have 8 positives and maybe only 1 or 2 negatives, like a really AAA trade. And then I take that one and the next one and the next one. And then you take those baby steps back into your confidence. I think that's super important, because if you come back from your hiatus and you put in all that work with your trading journal, maybe with yourself, with meditation, etc., and then you step right into the next losing streak, it can be really demoralizing and devastating. So you want to avoid that at all costs.
What we have seen, interestingly, is when traders have, let's say, a losing week or 2 weeks, and then you ask them to replay the trading week to see if they've missed some opportunities. We have seen this can make a huge difference, where missing those 2 or 3 trades that would have been a winner, and you miss them for whatever reason, that they could have turned your trading around and made the difference between losing break even, losing, maybe even slightly winning. So replaying a trading week or a month can also be really beneficial. Understanding why did you miss trades, and really keeping track. In Edgewrong, obviously, the missed trades feature, you can do that. Some traders have a dedicated journal to only missing trades, but missing a few trades can really sometimes make a huge difference, especially if you are a trend following trader and you just require one big winner to skew the data in your favor. So this replaying part can be really helpful to see, yeah, my system is actually, or could have been profitable. I just missed this 1 or 2 opportunities that could have made all the difference.
Yeah, that completely can mess up your profit factor if you miss that one or two big trades. And again, if you find that out in replay mode, it will again bring back your confidence because now you know that there's opportunity in the market and there's enough money to be made for you. And B, now you know, okay, why did I miss this trade? What do I do to not miss it again in the future? And then that gives you also additional confidence. So all of that work, I mean, in the end, it's all about really doing the footwork,
Yeah.
the boring stuff, which is actually to me the most interesting stuff. So
Yeah, we worked with this trader a few months back, and he had extensive backtesting, and he was in a losing streak in a very, very big drawdown. And then we asked him to take a look together at his backtesting, and we found out in his historic backtest, he was very close, or he had a drawdown that was very close to what he is currently having. And he was constantly doubting himself in the moment of the losing streak. But once we saw in the data that this happened before, we just encouraged him to keep going. And then the next time we met a few weeks after, suddenly he was recovering from his losing streak and he didn't have to change anything. And yeah, as you said, putting in the work to get those data points can make all the difference in the world when suddenly you see, hey, happened before, will happen again, maybe even worse. So just push through it. Make sure that you don't blow up in the meantime. So reducing position size, maybe even, or just regaining confidence, as you said, is just critical here.
yeah, and I want to add here that while you are in a losing streak, it's probably the worst time to make adjustments to your trading strategy. You should probably make adjustments to your process. That's super important, I think. So you don't miss those trades, you don't take those bad trades anymore, etc. And then when you're back out of your hole and you're making money, that's then the time, for example, for the year-end review, the quarter-end review, to make maybe adjustments to your strategy because you are in a way better mindset, you are thinking way more creatively, you have more curiosity, and that's when you actually make the good decisions when it comes to your strategy. When you're in a losing streak, focus on hitting those bases, right? The very, very simple stuff. Focus on the process.
That's the perfect keyword for us to wrap this up, because in the next podcast we're going to talk about the end of year review and how to do a thorough end of year trading review. So thanks, Moritz. Thank you for being here. And yeah, we'll meet it again in the next podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment and see you soon.